Evolution of Queen of Hearts. Alice in Wonderland, 1903. In the British silent fantasy movie, Mrs. Margaret Hepworth appears as the Queen of Hearts. Alice in Wonderland, 1915. In the silent dark fantasy adventure movie, the Queen of Hearts appears when Alice meets her and a puppy. They then play an odd game of croquet and attend a trial. Later, Alice offends the Queen, who chokes her. Alice in Wonderland, 1949. In the French movie, Pamela Brown is the voice of the Queen of Hearts. Alice in Wonderland, 1951. The Queen of Hearts appears voiced by Verna Felton. She is portrayed as a haughty sadist who enjoys decapitating anyone who merely annoys her. Her presence is all the more striking because of how tiny her husband the king is. He barely comes up to her knee. Similar to the book, Alice meets 3 cards painting the roses red since they planted white roses by mistake. When the Queen arrives, she finds those 3 cards guilty and shouts, "Off with their heads!" Once the unfortunate cards are dragged away, she turns her attention to Alice. Refusing to answer her questions with a presumption that only she can ask them, she quickly ropes her into a game of croquet. The game ends with the Queen tripping herself over, and Alice is punished unfairly by the Queen as a result of the Cheshire Cat's mischievous antics. Before the Queen can give the order, the King suggests holding a trial for Alice. At Alice's trial, the Queen calls the March Hare, the Dormouse, and the Mad Hatter to witness, who hold an unbirthday party for her and cheer her up considerably. During the party, the Cheshire Cat reappears and upsets the Dormouse. The frightened Dormouse runs all over, and in an attempt to crush the Dormouse, the King of Hearts accidentally hits the Queen on the head with the gavel, which is hastily passed into the March Hare's hands, then the Hatter's, and finally Alice's. The Queen, of course, punishes Alice unfairly for it and is going to have her arrested. But Alice eats mushrooms she had procured earlier, which make her grow bigger. Although Rule 42 says that anyone more than a mile high must leave the court immediately, Alice feels free to call the Queen a fat, pompous, bad-tempered old tyrant. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, 1972. In the British musical movie, Flora Robson portrays the Queen of Hearts. Alice in Wonderland, 1981. In the Soviet animated movie, the Queen of Hearts appears voiced by Tatiana Vasilyeva. Alice in Wonderland, 1985. In the American 2-part made-for-television adventure family fantasy musical movie, the Queen of Hearts appears voiced by Jane Meadows. Adventures in Wonderland, 1992. The Queen was played by Armelia McQueen. She appears as a short-tempered and childish but basically benevolent ruler. She was alternately called the Queen of Hearts and the Red Queen during the course of the series. Alice in Wonderland, 1999. Miranda Richardson as Queen of Hearts, a childish queen whose only way of dealing with anger is to shout, "Off with their heads!" She occasionally screams in a very high pitch as a persuasive tactic. At the Knave's trial, she hosts a croquet game involving hedgehog balls and flamingo mallets. The trial turned out to be held under unfounded pretenses. Mickey's Magical Christmas, snowed in at the House of Mouse, 2001. The Queen can be seen several times in the cartoon. She was voiced by Tress MacNeille. House of Mouse, 2001. In the episode Goofy's Valentine Date, the Queen of Hearts whacked Mortimer Mouse with one of her flamingos after he attempted to flirt with her. In the episode Thanks to Minnie, the Queen was one of the guests to be a part of a rumor chain. Mickey's House of Villains, 2002. The Queen of Hearts appears as one of the villain guests of the House of Mouse and orders her cards to imprison the heroes in the kitchen. She is voiced by Tress MacNeille. Alice in Wonderland, 2010. The live-action movie, fashioned as a sequel to the novel, features Helena Bonham Carter as the Red Queen. Bonham Carter's head was digitally increased 3 times its original size on screen. Bonham Carter's character is a combination of the Red Queen, the Duchess, and the Queen of Hearts. From the original Red Queen, this character gets only a relationship to the White Queen. Here, the Red Queen is the elder sister of the White Queen and is jealous of her sister, whom her subjects genuinely love. After the Jabberwocky is slain by Alice, the Red Queen's army stops fighting and following her orders. The White Queen banishes the Red Queen to Outland, where nobody is to say a word to her or show her any kindness. The Knave of Hearts is also banished, and tries to kill the Red Queen only to be thwarted by the Mad Hatter. As the Red Queen and the Knave of Hearts are carried off to their exile, the Red Queen repeatedly shouts, "He tried to kill me," while the Knave of Hearts begged for the White Queen to have him killed. Once Upon a Time, 2011. The Queen of Hearts appears in the episode Hat Trick, played by Jennifer Koenig. In the show's second season, it is revealed that the Queen of Hearts is, in fact, Cora, Barbara Hershey, the mother of the Wicked Witch of the West and the Evil Queen. In her earlier life, Cora, portrayed by Rose McGowan, was also the miller's daughter, the heroine of the Rumpelstiltskin story. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, 2013. The show's spin-off shows that Cora was the Red Queen's tutor in magic whilst in Wonderland. Cora apparently ruled part of the land and was a political rival of the Red King. Alice Through the Looking Glass, 2016. In the sequel of the 2010 movie, the Red Queen returns as the main antagonist, and Bonham Carter reprises her role. In the movie, the Red Queen currently lives in a castle made with vegetation and other things in Outland where she is still exiled. The Red Queen is the love interest of Time and the two ally. If he will give to her the powerful chronosphere and kill Alice, she will give to him his love and they will rule the universe. When Alice steals the chronosphere to save Tarrant, the Red Queen orders Time to find her and kill her. The Red Queen's true past is discovered when Alice travels in time. As a child, she was calm and sweet. However, her parents favored her sister over her. One day, the Red Queen was accused of eating tarts when it was her sister who ate them. During the tart fiasco, the Red Queen ran away and would fall and crash her head into a grandfather's clock where her head expands, turning her into a crazy and hating person. During the climax, both queens are taken back in time where the queens witnessing the tart event causes a paradox. Once Wonderland was saved from destruction, the White Queen apologizes for lying about the tarts, and the two sisters reconcile. Come Away, 2020. The Queen is portrayed by Angelina Jolie in the movie and is depicted as an imaginary counterpart to Alice's alcoholic mother Rose, also played by Jolie. This version of the Queen of Hearts is kept as separate character from the Red Queen, who is the imaginary counterpart to Rose's stuffy and disapproving older sister Eleanor. The Simpsons, Welcome to the Club 2022. The Queen appears in a musical, Welcome to the Club, which is performed by many classic Disney villains alongside several Disney Prince characters to try and convince Lisa to become a Disney villain. Alice's Wonderland Bakery, 2022. The Queen appears voiced by Eden Espinosa, who was nominated for the Children's and Family Emmy Award for Outstanding Voice Performance in a Preschool Animated Program for her performance.